Today, we're talking about Pick Lumen, an AI-powered image generator that's completely free to use and loaded with features. If you're an artist looking for a new creative tool, a content creator who needs stunning visuals, or even just someone who's curious about what AI can do, this is something you'll want to check out. Trust me, it's pretty awesome. Now, let me be clear here. When I say free, I mean free. There's no sneaky paywall, no daily usage limit, no hidden charges waiting to pounce. You can generate as many images as you want without having to fork over a single penny. And yeah, that's rare these days. But what really makes Pick Lumen stand out isn't just the price. It's the fact that it's incredibly versatile and super user-friendly. You can use it directly through their website, or if you're the kind of person who's always on the move, you can download their mobile app for iPhone. And good news, Android support is coming soon. So whether you're at your desk or out and about, you'll have this creative powerhouse right at your fingertips. By the time we're done here, you'll see just how far your creativity can go with Pick Lumen. It doesn't matter if you're a complete newbie or an experienced artist, this tool can unlock some serious potential. Let's jump into it. The first thing you need to do is head over to their website, which is picklumen.com. Don't worry about trying to memorize that. I'll have the link ready for you in the description below. Once you're on the site, look for the big Generate for Free button. It's right there on the homepage, super easy to spot. Give that a click and it'll take you to the sign up options. Now, signing up is straightforward. You've got a few choices here. You can register with your email and set up a password, or if you want to save some time, you can use your Google or Apple account to sign in instantly. Whichever method you prefer, once you're in, you're good to go. After you log in, you'll land on the homepage. This is your starting point, and it's where you can explore everything Pick Lumen has to offer. There's an Explore section filled with amazing images created by other users. It's great if you're looking for inspiration. Then there's the Create section, which is where all the magic happens. This is the part you'll probably spend most of your time on, crafting your own AI-generated masterpieces. There's also a handy section for organizing your images into collections, which is perfect if you're planning to create a ton of artwork. And if you're someone who likes to create on the go, there's that mobile app I mentioned earlier. You can grab it directly from the homepage if you're using an iPhone. It's super convenient, and honestly, it's nice to have all this power in your pocket. All right, let's focus on the Create page, because that's the heart of the whole experience. The interface is clean and simple, so even if this is your first time messing around with an AI art generator, you'll pick it up quickly. Here's how it works. The first thing you do is choose your AI model. Pick Lumen offers several options, and each one is tailored to a different style. For example, if you want hyper-realistic images, you'd go with Pick Lumen Realistic V2. If you're more into anime, they've got Pick Lumen Anime V2, which delivers that vibrant, stylized look. And if you're into clean sketches, Line Art V1 is a great choice. There's even Flux Snow, which is fantastic for creating highly detailed, super realistic artwork. The options are there. You just have to pick the one that fits the vibe you're going for. After that, you'll decide how many images you want to generate at once. Pick Lumen lets you create up to 4 images in one go, which is perfect for experimenting with variations without having to start over every time. For now, I'll stick with 2 images to keep things simple. Now comes the real heart of the process, and that's the prompt. This is where you describe exactly what you want the AI to create. The more detailed and specific you are, the better the results. For instance, instead of saying something vague like a city, you could go with something like a bustling metropolitan cityscape at sunrise, viewed from a rooftop terrace. It gives the AI way more to work with, and the results will reflect that extra detail. If you're unsure how to phrase your idea or you're struggling to get it just right, Pick Lumen has a really helpful feature called Prompt Enhance. What it does is refine your description to make it even better, giving you a higher chance of nailing the look you're after. And if your prompt is in another language, there's an auto translate feature right next to it, which will automatically convert your description to English. Another cool option here is the ability to upload a reference image. You'll find that on the left side of the screen. It's great if you have a specific visual in mind and want the AI to use that as inspiration for your creation. On the right, you'll see advanced settings. Now, don't let that scare you. It's all optional, and the defaults work perfectly fine if you're just starting out. But if you're feeling adventurous or want more control over the creative process, here's what those settings do. The negative prompt is where you list everything you don't want in your image. By default, this includes things like not safe for work content and watermarks, which is a nice touch. The guidance scale is another setting, and it basically tells the AI how closely to stick to your prompt. A higher number means it'll follow your description more strictly, while a lower number gives it more creative freedom. Steps control how detailed the generation process is. More steps mean better quality, but will take a little longer. And then there's the seed, which influences the randomness of the output. This one's helpful if you want to recreate or tweak a specific result later on. Oh, and just a heads up, if you're using the Flux model, some of these settings will be disabled, but they'll show up again if you pick one of the other models. All right, let's stick with Flux for now. Don't stress about all this if it feels overwhelming. Like I said, these settings are optional. You can keep it simple and still get amazing results. Once you're happy with everything, Just hit the generate button and watch your vision come to life. So the first 2 images I generated were pretty straightforward. Let's try something a little more ambitious this time. I'm going with a full body image of a cybernetic robot woman standing in a mystical forest with glowing plants. Sounds cool, right? Also click on Prompt Enhance to give it that extra polish. Let's hit generate and see what we get. Okay, I'm really liking the second one. It's got this great balance of detail and atmosphere. After you've generated your images, Pick Lumen gives you a bunch of editing tools to fine-tune them. You can upscale your images to make them larger without losing any quality. There's also a background removal tool if you need to isolate your subject, which is super handy for things like social media graphics. And if you want to expand your canvas, there's an option for that too. It lets you add more to the scene without starting over. One of my favorite tools is in painting. This lets you make super precise edits to specific parts of your image. Say you want to add something new or get rid of an unwanted detail. It's perfect for that. There's also a remix tool, which is an absolute game changer. If you've created an image you love, but want to experiment with variations or try a different style, Remix lets you do that without starting from scratch. It's such a time saver and opens up even more creative possibilities. And if you're working with black and white images, there's a colorization tool that transforms them into full color artwork. It's honestly amazing how much you can do with these features. Let's quickly check out the Remix tool. This is fantastic if you've got an image you're happy with, but want to explore a few alternate takes or directions. It's efficient, creative, and incredibly easy to use. First, open up your gallery of images. This is where all the creations you've generated so far are stored, and it's the starting point for remixing an image. Take a look through and decide which one you want to work with. Once you've made your choice, hover over the image. You'll notice 3 dots appear in the corner. Go ahead and click on them. This will open a drop-down menu. From there, select the Remix option, and that'll take you straight to the Create page. Now, here's the brilliant part. When you hit Remix, it automatically loads all the original settings for that image. This includes the exact prompt you used, the AI model you selected, and all the fine-tuned adjustments like the CFG scale and seed. Everything is preloaded and ready to go, so you don't have to re-enter anything manually. It's such a time saver and makes the whole process super seamless. From this point, you've got a couple of options, depending on what you want to achieve. If you just want some slight variations of your original image, you can generate new images using the same settings. But if you're feeling creative or curious, you can tweak the prompt. Maybe add a few new words or change the description slightly to explore something different. Another way to mix things up is by switching to a different AI model. Each model has its own unique style and artistic vibe, so this can completely transform the look of your image. It's a great way to experiment with different aesthetics without starting from scratch. If you're up for it, you can also dive into the advanced settings to fine-tune your results even more. For example, adjusting the CFG scale changes how closely the AI follows your prompt. If you increase it, the AI sticks to your instructions more literally. Lower it, and you give the AI more creative freedom to interpret your idea. You can also play around with the steps. More steps usually result in more detailed images, although it might take a bit longer to generate. And then there's the seed. Changing this adds randomness to the output, so you'll get a completely new variation each time. Here's a quick tip. Each AI model in Pick Lumen has its own set of optimal default settings. So if you feel like your changes aren't giving you the results you want, you can always reset everything back to the defaults and start fresh. It's a nice safety net, especially when you're experimenting. Let's try generating an image now and see what we get. Just like that, you've got a completely different result, all from the same starting point. It's honestly so easy to create unique variations with just a few clicks. One more thing I want to mention is the tutorials. Pick Lumen has a ton of free, really helpful tutorials that are built right into the platform. If you're ever stuck or just want to learn more, click on the 3 dots in the lower left corner and select tutorial. Take some time to go through them. You never know what tips or tricks you might pick up. And that's pretty much it for this deep dive into Pick Lumen. It's incredible how much you can do with this tool. Whether you're into hyper-realistic portraits, stylized anime characters, or intricate concept art, Pick Lumen has you covered. And the best part, it's completely free. You've got access to powerful AI models, an intuitive interface, and a whole suite of tools like background removal, upscaling, and painting, and more. There's also an amazing community of creators sharing their work, which can be super inspiring. It's always cool to see what others are coming up with, and it might even spark some ideas for your own projects. I really encourage you to give Pick Lumen a try. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more tutorials, and leave a comment if you have questions or want to share your creations. Have fun experimenting, and I can't wait to see what you come up with. See you next time.